So I did a thing. I've actually been working on this deal for several months. I went out and I scoured the internets, classifieds, and even salvage bike sites looking for this specific bike because I think this bike hiding under the sheet right here is one of the most significant bikes of our era. And today it starts. Today is New Bike Day. New Bike Day is always the best day, right? But what's the plan, man? Well, we're going to take this bike and we're gonna walk through the used bike buying experience, what you should look for and what to ask the seller, and then what to look at. And we're gonna take care of all the things that we take care of on every used bike we've ever purchased, as well as address some of the known issues with this particular bike in a series of upcoming videos. And finally, and this is the exciting part, because I'm always going on and on about the importance of track time, we are not only gonna take care of all the little maintenance issues, but we are going to build this into a rockin' track bike, one that won't break the bank. I'm hoping that we can get this thing ready for that first track day for somewhere in the $5,000 ballpark, which will include the $3,500 I've already paid for the bike. The idea is I'm going to prioritize what upgrades and things that need to be done in order to get the most out of the track experience. And the upgrades are going to be coming out of my pocket, so I'm not going to be suggesting upgrades that I wouldn't spend my own money on, or upgrades based on past bikes that I built that I didn't think were worth it. And we don't have a lot of time because the first track day of the season is just 4 months away. Now, after we've done a few track days and spent some quality time on it, that's when we'll start upgrading the things that might need to be upgraded. We're not gonna just throw money at it. Have I strung you guys on long enough? Are you ready to see it? You know, like when I was a kid learning to ride back in the 80s, I knew that I wasn't ready for a fire-breathing GP Z900 or a Hurricane 1000. I wanted something less intimidating. And back then, we had some really sweet ones. Yamaha had the sick aluminum framed, as big a deal then as it is today, FZR 400 Genesis. Suzuki had the Italian-looking Bandit 400 and the GS 500, Mrs. CanyonChasers' first motorcycle. Kawasaki had the EX 500 and the Ninja 250 that didn't see a meaningful update for almost 30 freaking years. But Honda was killing it with a stack of badass littles, the VTR 250. Check out that pink and electric blue. Don't let those stupid men when I was a kid Facebook memes fool you. This is what the average teenage boy lusted after in the 1980s. Then there was the GB 500 Taurus Trophy that looked more British than any British bike ever made. And then there's the one that I wanted, the Honda Hawk GT. Weighing in at a mere 190 kilos, 415 pounds, it was basically a GP 250 frame with a dirt bike motor, cranking out a shoulder-shattering 39 brake horsepower. At the crank. Look, back then, entire race series were built around these newbie bikes. The problem was, as time marched on, the industry stopped paying attention to the new rider. All right, enough already. Here it is. This is a 2017 KTM RC 390. It first came to market way back in 2013. It features inverted forks, radials by Brembo, and a trellis frame that is as pleasant to look at as any Ducati. It's a fuel-injected, liquid-cooled 373cc 4-valve thumper, a single cylinder, with ABS, a 6-speed transmission, and a slipper clutch. This is the bike that changed the rules of entry-level bikes. I remember when they first came over here, almost overnight, whenever you saw another bike in a local canyon, odds were it was a bright orange 390 series. KTM, thank you for finally making a new rider-friendly bike that new riders were excited about, and one that is capable enough to keep us old salty dogs entertained. Hell, even Ari Henning raced one of these for a couple years. As a result, all the other manufacturers have upped their game. 2 years later, we got the Yamaha R3, and now we have a stack of seriously cool entry-level bikes, largely because of KTM's delightful 390s. And I'm telling you, if you've ridden one of these 390s, then you know they are an absolute gas to ride. The Torquay single chugs out a respectable 44 horsepower and is as narrow as a bicycle. With a tank full of gas, the thing weighs a mere 160 kilos or 360 some pounds. That's 10% more power and almost 20% lighter than the Hawk GT I so desperately wanted in my youth. I challenge you to ride one of these things at full tick and not just giggle yourself silly inside your helmet. You feel like Mission Impossible while rallying along at 45 miles an hour on a $5,000 new in-box motorcycle, as opposed to riding a $30,000 Panigale Wally V4S Superbike at 45 miles an hour. Same speed, vastly different experience. Look, little bikes are hard to beat in GPD, giggles per dollar. So that's why I sought out and hunted for specifically this motorcycle. Yes, I know it's known to have some problems, and we're gonna pay extra attention to those, but like it or not, every motorcycle has some design issues. Building a track bike doesn't have to break the bank and will open up a world of learning opportunities, but more importantly, I hope it'll help illustrate how much fun little bikes are to ride. So guys, please stick around for the first Canyon Chasers video series in history. I'd like to welcome our newest channel members, Rumoto, Warren, Two Wheel Zen, Robert, Stefan, Junebug, Bruce, and Brett. Thanks so much for watching. Ride on and ride well.